Hey guys, before we get started, I just want to let you know that this video is sponsored by Discord. I've been working with them for a couple months now, but I've been using Discord for a lot longer than that. And that's simply because it's the best, it's the easiest to set up. I have my own server, which I'll leave a link to in the description. So if you want to hang out, chat with me, talk about all sorts of cool stuff, you can. But use Discord, they're the best for playing games, hanging out, chatting with your friends, or really doing whatever you want. Hey, how's it going, guys? MrBossFTW here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about 10 things you might not know about GTA 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online. So we've got a lot to jump into today, so let's not waste any more time, and let's get it started. All right, so this is actually kind of interesting because we were just recently talking about this. When the mechanic calls you, even though the mechanic doesn't show up anymore, he still has dialogue lines with you. So if you go to the Grand Theft Auto Online info tab, you'll actually see the mechanic talking with you. Now, what's interesting is two things. Number one, the mechanic obviously doesn't show up anymore, so that's kind of strange. But number two, that's not even the mechanic that delivers our car. That's the mechanic that can be found in the original Grand Theft Auto Online trailer. What is he doing showing up there? So number one, I thought that was strange that we even have conversation dialogue with the mechanic. But number two, it's the wrong mechanic. That's not the right guy. So I definitely thought that that was pretty interesting. All right, at the number 2 spot today, we talked about in our last episode of things you might not know in Grand Theft Auto Online. Even though Rockstar technically doesn't have animals in the game, they do have various insects. We looked at the cockroaches that were spawning near the dumpsters and that were spawning in like the convenience stores near the beer cans. Well, it also looks like there's these tiny little bugs that spawn as well that you might actually be able to see. So technically, we do have animals, I guess you could say, in online in the form of these like mosquito-esque insects. I thought that was pretty interesting. I've actually never noticed these things flying around. So maybe I just haven't been looking hard enough, or maybe they've just been too small and I've never really noticed. At the number 3 spot today, if you ever find yourself inside of the Los Santos custom shop, one thing I thought was incredibly funny to do and just shows you the level of detail from Rockstar is you can actually shoot the tools off of the little, I guess like wall rack inside the LSC. So there's actually a lot of other like explosive things inside here. If you ever happen to get inside the LSC, it is kind of fun to just check out. But I got a real kick out of shooting these tools off the wall. It's really similar to running over those like yellow things on the Fort Zancudo Bridge. It's just really satisfying to do. So this might not be important to you at all. Probably isn't. But it was really fun to do. And if you ever find yourself inside where you can have your guns out, it's actually kind of funny to do. The number 4 spot today, if you find yourself a recycling truck, so I'm not talking about a tipper or a garbage truck, a recycling truck. I think it's called an HVY Biff. If you drive and if you get enough speed, garbage will actually start to fall out of the back. I thought this was pretty cool and I've never noticed this before. So maybe it's because I'm not paying attention to recycling trucks on the road, or maybe it's because I just haven't noticed it in general. But if you go fast enough, you will start to see pieces of paper and trash and garbage start to fly off, which is really inefficient. That's obviously littering and not great at all. But it is really cool detail from Rockstar that you'll see stuff flying out of the back of this truck, which is obviously kind of cool. At the number 5 spot today, you guys know the Flair that you can actually pull if you want to call in an airstrike. There's actually an insane level of detail on this thing. So take a look at this right here. So what's kind of cool is it's actually manufactured by Hawk & Little, which is kind of interesting. Red Fire Industrial Estate. You can see it's model T1 ITS D69, which is really funny. Obviously, I'm sure you guys caught that reference right there. Some other date of 0619. There seems to be directions, which has 4 steps. Number 1, click something out, back, and engaged. Number 2 is unscrew cap and point away. Number 3 is pull ball out sharply to fire. And number 4 is hold at arm's length, eject smoke after 3 seconds. That is just really cool detail from Rockstar, something I would have never known if you weren't looking for something like this. And at the very top, it says hot end with some arrows pointing up, just in case you couldn't tell what the hot end was. So very cool, nice details from Rockstar right there. At the number 6 spot, and this is actually relevant because Deadline is double money in RP right now, if you're playing this adversary mode, you can actually flip filters to this black and white one, and what this will allow you to do is actually see the lines so much better. So the way Deadline works right now is the world is kind of like in this illuminated sort of like 80s retro filter, and sometimes it can be hard to see the lines. But if you do this, obviously the lines are going to be very visible and you shouldn't have any trouble missing them. So this is one great way you can do. Some of you might not have known that you can actually change the filters in Deadline, and this one is incredibly useful. At the number 7 spot today, did you know that fire trucks can actually lock on with their fire hose? So believe it or not, if you press, I think it's either X or square on the PlayStation 4, you can actually get your fire hose to lock on. Now, it's a little wacky, and I did end up having a little bit of trouble with this, but you can lock on to other NPCs, which is kind of cool. You'll see like the nozzle of the fire truck spout like jumping from character to character in this video right now. Again, it's a little wacky. I don't really recommend it. It's certainly not automatic or 100%, but it is interesting. I never knew that was a thing. So now you really don't even have to aim the fire spout thingy if you're in the fire truck. And I'm sure this will work for the RCV as well, the new Doomsday Heist vehicle. I didn't even try that in this video. I probably should have. But it works for sure with the fire truck, and I would imagine any other vehicle that can spray water, it'll work the exact same way too. At the number 8 spot today, did you know that the Bravado Speedo is the only van in the game that can actually max out its speedometer? So that's kind of a funny play on words there. The Speedo is the only one that can max out the speedometer, but that's actually true. All the other cars you see in game, they'll never actually be able to reach their full potential as far as the speedometer goes, but the Bravado Speedo can't. Now, alone, this vehicle is actually pretty cool. Like, I think it can seat 6 people, and the 2 people in the very back can like fire machine guns and LMGs out the back. So it's a really cool vehicle, and it's not all that fast, but it does max out its speedometer, which is kind of cool. Unfortunately, the only way to see that in first person is if you hold the duck button, which for me is right bumper, which obviously makes it very hard to see anything else on the road. So design flaw, all in all, it's still pretty cool, and the Bravado Speedo is a vehicle and the only car that can max out its speedometer in the game. The number 9 spot today, I've been playing GTA 5 for over 4 years now, and this is the first time I've seen this graffiti right here, which I don't even know where it's located. I think I have a general idea, as you can kind of see the ocean in the background, but it says, "Dream the impossible, dream of a planet of fire and dinosaur with a saddle. If not for me, who am I? Spaceship Earth over. Population means breakdown of order. The fruit tree is a lie. Lies, fruit tree." And then there's a dinosaur with a saddle on it. Very interesting, very weird. Again, it shows you the level of detail here that Rockstar just goes to when creating their game. And this is one of the funniest things I've ever seen. I don't know what this is trying to mean, but this is just a really weird piece of graffiti right here. The person who wrote that had to be on some sort of drugs or something. I have no idea, but that's definitely one of the more interesting things in the game that I've never noticed before. And at the number 10 spot, I'm not sure if this is a glitch or not, but apparently NPCs can spawn inside the Arcadius Business Center, but apparently they can also spawn in banks as well. So maybe this is not a glitch. So this was a GIF that was captured, and you can clearly see there's a pedestrian that is walking inside, and they kind of just like disappear through the back, which is kind of cool. It makes the world feel a little bit more dynamic. I know the Arcadius Business Center has like the elevators that go up and down, which kind of makes it feel more realistic too. And I like that idea, having more people inside to make the game feel a little bit more lively. But anyways, that right there is all the information I got for you guys in this video today. That is 10 things you might not have known about in GTA 5 and Grand Theft Auto Online. Let me know if you have anything else you'd like to add to this video in the comments section down below. If you have some things you think I missed, let me know in the comments right now. If you did go on to enjoy this video though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new. We like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.